Mr. Transformers 96 here with another video. I'm going to be talking about a newly shown product. This time it is from Sideshow. It is a statue in the J. Scott Campbell line, now the new Fairytale Fantasies subline from his statue collection, The Little Mermaid. So yeah, I'm a big J. Scott Campbell fan. I really like his design and his style in particular. It's fun to draw it myself, and I was quite excited to see a Fairytale Fantasies line being created. I did actually, if you watch a previous video of mine where I talked about Black Cat, when that figure was shown in the J. Scott Campbell statue line, I did mention the Fairytale Fantasies and that I'd like to see a few of them be made and things like that. It's been quite a few years, however, we are finally getting that, which is very cool. I'm not a huge statue collector. I do have 3 statues. 2 of them are from Pacific Rim, and then the other one is the J. Scott Campbell Black Cat. So I do kind of collect this line to some degree, and was very excited to see the statue being put on pre-order and the announcement of the line in general. So this video I'm going to be talking about this statue and then the future of the Fairytale Fantasies statue line in general. Talking about the Little Mermaid statue here, though, get into like the real pictures, I would say. I think it looks great. I think this is one of their best statues in this line. I think it looks, fantastic the way they've done it. And apparently her tail there is going to be a really nice translucent. It doesn't come across perfectly in these pictures, but from the people who designed it as well as J. Scott Campbell have both talked about that translucent tail. And they did mention that they want to do something translucent with every statue in this line. Next one's going to be Tinkerbell, so that will obviously be her wings. But overall, I definitely love the pose of this, of course. J. Scott Campbell's artwork obviously very much entails the poses of the characters, and obviously that can only be done in a statue format, which I think is very nice. The face design on it looks fantastic. Now, the biggest issue with this is that it's from Sideshow, and therefore the prototype pictures usually have a much better level of detail and paintwork than the actual products when they're actually released. So that does very much concern me. However, from the prototype stage, it looks fantastic. I absolutely love it from all angles as well. It's not like this has like one good angle. No, it's from all angles that you really do get the sense of the statue. My only issue is the hair. The hair looks a bit like it's carved. It doesn't have that natural look to it from this angle. From the front, or from when you're looking at her face on, it does look really good, but from the back it does have a very much carved, static look to it. I wish that there was a little bit more movement. But yeah, as you can see, he doesn't, J. Scott Campbell doesn't have a huge range when it comes to the type of faces that he does. He really, draws the eyes, the nose, and the mouths the same exact way. He really just uses, the eyebrow, or not the eyebrows, but the eyelashes to kind of distinguish the eyes a bit. But he really doesn't have much range when it comes to drawing noses or mouths. They're basically all the same, but they do look fantastic. Overall, looking great. Obviously, a selling point there. Yeah, and then she is in the artwork. She is holding onto a rock, and then in the distance there's a massive moon and a ship. I'll show you the artwork that this is based on. So they are capturing that there, which I do think looks fantastic. If you pre-order it through Sideshow's website, the exclusive is an art plaque, which is very cool because it's actually metal. It's like a tin, which is pretty neat. And this is not the artwork that this is based on. This is artwork that was redrawn and designed from J. Scott Campbell to have them create this statue, which I think is very cool. I do hope that they do this with all of their statues going forward in this line. I think that all of them should have an exclusive, metal art print, so therefore you can get them all and display them with them. I think it looks very nice. My only thing is, I wish it was as tall as the statue itself. It really just comes up to her shoulders. Would have been a lot nicer if it actually went up to the top of her head. This is a 9.5-inch statue, which means it is larger than the Black Cat one by an inch, and it's longer too, because the Black Cat statue was a circle. This one's an oval. It's a longer oval as well, so you are actually getting a larger piece with this statue as compared to the Black Cat one. This one is $300, which is quite expensive. I will say, just comparing it to the last statue, which is Black Cat, it's a decent price. Black Cat was $280, and like I said, this one is bigger, and not to mention years have gone by as well. So I'm just comparing it to Black Cat. This actually isn't a terrible price, but in general I do think that it is quite expensive because I thought Black Cat was quite expensive. So I did actually pre-order this. I kind of went back and forth and decided to pre-order it. I'm a big fan of his design. I think this looks like a fantastic statue, and of course, because I have the black cat, it's like I have a bit of a collection, so I can add to it. There is a variant basically with the a purple fin and darker hair. This is going to be an in-store exclusive, so you can check out which stores are selling it. I did consider getting this one. Toy Anxiety is going to be selling this one, which is where is a local toy store. So I did contact them. They are selling it. I hemmed and hawed about it just because it would have been nice to get the one that's going to be really rare. However, I'm not a fan of the coloring. I just don't think it looks good. And obviously, the Little Mermaid should have a blue fin and red hair. Almost, it would have been nice if the hair was a little slightly more red on this one. Talking about the line in general, though. They've announced 3. Obviously, they've shown 1, the one in the center there. That's the artwork that it is based on. Then they have Alice and Tinkerbell are the next ones. Tinkerbell specifically is going to be the next one. And these are the photos that they've shown to go along with them. So I would imagine these are the versions that they've chosen. As far as Tinkerbell's concerned, I don't think that this is the best version of Tinkerbell. I think that the one on the right there would have been a better one. I think this fits the statue format a lot better. She's more compact, of course. Her wings are down, and then she's sitting on a thin of thread, which I think is a perfect base. I don't know. I think that this is the absolute perfect version that they could have gone with for the statue. I like it better. I think that it looks better in general. That's just before the statues or anything. That was my favorite version of Tinkerbell. So I think that just it looks better in general, and it's better for the statue format. Unfortunately, it's not the one that they're going with. They're going with the one on the left, which looks all right. They have announced that she will be standing on a compass. I think that's a pretty smart idea for the base, and it will have a clear top, which is very cool. And they also did say that all the other statues in this line are 1/5 scale. Tinkerbell will not be. They said that when she was standing and with the wings, she became just too big, so they decided to scale her down because she's Tinkerbell. They could do that. So this will be a smaller statue than 1/5, and hopefully that will bring down the price. Tinkerbell out of those 3 would be the one that I'd be least interested in. However, at the lowest price stance, I might be interested in it. So, assuming that it is a decent amount lower, I don't want something that's just $285. Assuming that it's $250 or lower, I definitely would be interested in seeing that one. Just in general, I am interested in seeing it. But if it is a decent price, I might be interested in actually purchasing it. As far as Alice is concerned, they've chosen to go with the one on the left, or at least that's the picture that they showed to accompany it. Although they haven't talked specifics about the statue yet. I personally think that they should have gone with the one on the right. That's just my favorite version of it. I think that it's really cool to show scale. They don't need to do the whole walls or anything on the statue. They really just need to have her standing on the statue. The base should be painted like this, the circular checkered pattern, and then just have one of the doors on the base. And that's it, just to show the scale. I think that would have been really cool, and I think that would have been just a fantastic statue. Unfortunately, they're not going with that one, though. Apparently, they're going with this one. It'll be odd to see how they design the mushroom, because I doubt that they're going to do it super big, but they'll probably still want her sitting on it. I do think that she looks good, though, in that pose, and I might be interested in that one. However, I assume that that one will be 1/5 scale, and therefore it's going to be $300. I don't know if it's worth it to me to purchase these at $300 a piece. To get the Little Mermaid for $300 and the other ones cheaper, then maybe I'd be interested. As far as going forward, these are the ones that I'd like to see. The Belle one, I think, would be super cool. It would be way too expensive. It's not very statue conducive, because obviously you have to sculpt the beast, and the beast is going to be larger than the main focus of the statue. So I don't actually see that one happening, but I think it would look really amazing. And then Rapunzel. I think this would be an excellent Rapunzel, especially with her. You don't have to design the entire statue, just a piece of it, so that you can clearly see that she's standing in the statue window, essentially, and laying down the hair. I think that would be very cool. You don't need the hook or anything. You could just have it draping down from her hand. I think that would be really nice, so that would definitely be the one that I'd like to see. But overall, really am liking the statue. Again, like I said, I've ordered it. It comes out between July and September, which isn't actually too far. Usually Sideshow's pre-orders can be really far. This one's not too bad, so I'm pretty excited for this. I hope that that the statue line in general does well, and this might be the only one I buy. However, I could definitely see myself purchasing some more, especially Tinkerbell, considering she might be at a lower price tag. That would be quite nice. So there you go, that's my thoughts on this J. Scott Campbell Sideshow Collectibles line, Fairytale Fantasies, featuring the Little Mermaid so far, and soon to come Tinkerbell and Alice. Let me know what you guys think of this, and thanks so much for watching.